Welcome back again, guys. Core support. Between the last video and this video, I have drilled my holes, put my hardware together, got all my bolts tightened down. We got them all in there. This spacing was on the car whenever I got the car, so I just left it. So we got the mounts all bolted together. All I did to find those holes was clamp my bar in position, take a Sharpie, go up through the hole, and just trace it. And I took the bar off, turned it upside down, used a step drill bit, and just slowly cut out the holes. I went a little bit oversized that way in case I was, a hair off one way or the other, that it wouldn't really matter. And you can see that I wasn't exactly perfect with my fabrication here. This bolt here, you can see where it's ending up. This bolt here, a little bit over. It's not bad. Car's still gonna go in a straight line. It'll be totally fine. Here, one bolt might be slightly higher than the other, but again, car's still gonna go in a straight line. It'll be totally fine. So now that we got everything clamped in and everything nice and straight, we're gonna start laying our beads down. We'll tack it in several spots, top and bottom, inside and out, on both sides. And then we'll start laying down some welds, top, bottom, inside and out, top, bottom, inside, outside, yeah. And the core support will be technically done at that point. Later on in the build, after I have the radiator mounted and intercooler mounted, the stock hood support, the bolts here that typically comes down and bolts into the stock metal, I'll bolt that back on, and then wherever it ends, I'll just put a little self-tapping screw in here, maybe two, and just do a little bent piece of metal or something, just enough to grab that plate. All it does is kind of help support this latch mechanism, but it's already so flimsy anyway, and that little piece of metal doesn't really add much strength there. So I'll put it back on just to technically have it on, but in some of my other cars I've left it off and had zero issue. So we're gonna go ahead and get this welded in, and we'll show you the final project whenever we're done welding. And core support is done. Now on top of this, we are still going to add the radiator. So I'll have to custom mount the radiator. I'll have to build mounts. I'll probably do the method that I first saw Charlie do, where he cut, a piece out up here and really sunk the radiator in and down. I'll cut out wherever it just happens to lay on this particular setup here. One of the lower mounts is missing from this car. I only have one lower mount, so I'll have to come up with some way to make that mount there, and or come up with some other generic type of mount. In the past, I've used just a piece of tube that rubber bushing fit in. And then I just welded that tube straight to my core support, popped a rubber boot in, and boom, you have a mount. The top I've done several different ways. I still haven't come up with what I think is a truly good way to mount the top of the radiator. Hopefully in this one I can come up with a little better scenario than what I've been doing in the past. I've been making just a kind of a cover plate to hold up here, just to kind of hold it all in. If you do your bottom mount good enough, the top is just to kind of hold it in place a little bit. It doesn't have to be too strong. So we're going to weld this up, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Time for some show and tell. We've got the core support all welded in, looking good. So we're getting better with the welds. We had a little undercut going on this one. I probably should have turned her down. I really didn't notice it till after the fact, so kind of is what it is. I've tried going over these before with another bead and it just makes it look like crap, so I'll probably just leave it. I don't think it'll hurt anything. If you guys have ran into that, maybe give me some pointers on my machine, tell me what causes that. I had to have it turned up pretty high for the thickness of the angle iron, so I think it just is what it is. But the welds turned out decent. Definitely not bad. I don't know if it'll focus on it or not, but so that's the core support, guys. She is done. Now we will have to mount the radiator. We're still going to mount that center bar, and everything else should mount up like normal. Unfortunately, this design does not allow for the lower portion of the bumper to be bolted into it. You probably could weld on some little tabs and put some little metal screws in it. I've never done it in the past. I really don't want to do it now. So I've never really noticed bumper sag. It's all the way at the bottom of the car, so to me it doesn't matter, and I don't think anybody else will notice either. But there it is, guys. If you got any questions, let me know. If I skip something, let me know, or if you want to see something in greater detail, let me know. I can't redo anything. I don't have another car to build right now, so maybe I can just show pictures or video of something different that you want to see, but just let me know. Hey guys, I just want to say thanks if you've made it this far into the core support. I'm all new to shooting footage and trying to explain something over a video. All new to the video editing software, all new to the cameras. So bear with me as I learn and progress here. Hopefully I learn how to get my camera a little steadier, get a little shaky out of it. We did modify my knockoff GoPro camera. I had it up on the bench there, put a new microphone in it, and the camera was doing great. I did some test footage of it. Everything was wonderful. I used super glue to hold the mic in place, and I JB welded on top of the super glue after it was all nice and cured, and everything was great. The camera was doing wonderful. I set the camera back on the bench while working on the core support, and my super glue bottle got knocked over, and I have super glued my SD card solid. So I now have a camera that is completely useless. So until I pick up a new camera, all I've got is a little bit of cell phone footage. So bear with me as I replace that and as I just learn how to make these videos a little more entertaining. I know it was pretty boring. I just tried to get the information out there. So if you guys have any projects you'd like me to cover, let me know. We're going to be doing intercooler tubing next on this car. We're doing it out of stainless steel, so we've got to pick up a stainless steel kit. Just going with some eBay tube. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. I've never used it. We did upgrade the welder for stainless, so we'll see how that goes. We'll be doing a lot of projects in the future on Overkill and Lucifer, so stay tuned for that. And if you're still here to the end of this video, I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.